video, we'll be talking about some of the scariest things found by YouTubers while shooting for their content. Number 10. Doll in the Woods. Devin Brozef is a small YouTube channel, and he sometimes posts exploring in the woods videos. So while exploring a similar type of video area in a forest with his friend Brian, they found something unusual. They found some remaining of a worn-out, hairless doll hanging on the branch of a fallen tree. For those who are thinking that what unusual to find a broken doll in the woods, just answer me, who leaves their dolls behind, breaking it apart, and on top of that, in the forest? Devin thought that this bizarre incident should be taken into the video, and with that, they went back to grab Devin's camera. And when they returned to capture it on video, to their surprise, they found that the doll was not in its original spot.
Brian, I found it. It's moved. Look.
They found it under a pile of branches, but they couldn't figure out how it reached there in that short period of time of grabbing their camera and coming back. Some days later, they decide to check on the doll, and even in the snow, they were confident that they could find the doll, but when they reached the spot, they couldn't find it. Instead, they only found one of its legs. So, some maniac is ripping dolls apart in that forest. Creepy, right? An apartment where a famous YouTuber finds some paranormal activities on camera, or a video that could prove the facts that cemeteries are a really scary place. Do you want to know about them? So stick with us to the end. Number 9. The secret door of a rented house. Now, it's the finding of a popular YouTube creator, More Wolfie, who has over 4.3 million subscribers on his channel. If you follow More Wolfie, then you already know that he takes some luxurious vacations and posts vlogs to share his experience with his subscribers. So one time when he was on vacation in 2017, he rented a house for him and his friend. After all the days of fun, they returned to the rented house. After roaming into the house for a while, he finds a secret small door. He knocks first on the door and then cautiously opens the latch to investigate what's behind it. To everyone's surprise, they find a tunnel on the other side of the door. Wolfie decides to inspect the tunnel, and although others were telling him not to crawl in, he goes in anyway. But after going a little far, he decides to come back saying, "That's it, guys, I'm out. It's freaky." Well, anybody will be scared or at least be at unease when they find some sort of tunnel that links their home with heaven knows what. Number 8. Ghost on the live stream. Nick the Roosby Sampson is a notable streamer with more than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. He recently suffered through and survived coronavirus. As far as the incident is concerned, not a lot of streamers can claim to have a scarier one. Ruby decided to play Outlast 2 on stream. But to add an extra degree of scariness, he live streamed from an apartment he believes is haunted. And footage from the clip shows he just might be right. Before he even begins to play the game, he reveals he's shaking and covered in goosebumps. Then when he starts playing the game, some weird stuff starts happening. It all began when viewers noticed a door closing and opening behind him, along with light seemingly switching on and off. Ruby checks out the apartment but can't see anything. After that, objects on the table started sliding left, right, and center. He got up again, switched the light off, only for it to turn on a couple of times again. If you are well known in the gaming world, then you already know playing Outlast 2, which is itself a horror game, in this kind of horrific situation, man, that must have been one scary experience. In this spooky situation, Ribsy cuts his stream short and gets out of the freaky flat fast. Number 7. Witchcraft Cottage. Commander Holly, a YouTuber with this name, went on hiking with her aunt in Ireland. While she was on the hike, they discovered something strange, a worn-out cottage. So they decided to explore the cottage and find out more about it. So they went into it, and on the first floor, they were just falling apart some stone architectures. But when she looked up, she saw some unusual object waiting for her. When she got up and looked around, she found the whole room was full of things that would seem to be used in a ritual of witchcraft. At the center of the room, in a hanging wooden decoration, there were some faded away pictures, and in one corner, there was a book that could be assumed to be used in dark magic. Ugh, spooky, right? Number 6. Grave Out of Nowhere. Red Poppy Ranch is a channel that posts carpentry and farming content in general, but this one time he posted something unusual, and you decide if it's creepy or not. Now, this YouTuber is from a small city from somewhere in northwestern America and acquires quite a lot of land. So someone told him that they identified an unusual thing on his property, and he searched his property, according to him, 3 times, but couldn't find that thing. But he recorded while he was searching the area, and when he reviewed those footages, he was able to pinpoint the landmark, which could be the one he heard of. So he went to that place, which seems to be a corral for holding livestock, and while he walks around that area, he found it. A grave, which is literally out of nowhere. On top of that, the engravings on the grave state the name of the deceased, Galen Gould. And the thing that will make you feel uncomfortable is that the deceased was a child of 1 year, born in 1948. As we said, he lives in a small town where everyone knows each other, so he investigated about this name, but nobody could tell anything about it. Can we ever know why this child has been buried out of nowhere? Number 5, hanging in an abandoned house. A YouTuber channel named JRP World covers contents like visiting abandoned and supposedly haunted places and roaming around that place for any sign of paranormal activity. So for a new video, they set out to check a local house that was haunted and see what they could find in it. They were checking the first floor out as they were joking around, but the atmosphere suddenly started to change as they headed for the second floor. As we stated earlier, the house was abandoned, and as they were going up to the second floor, one of them said, "I am getting a really weird vibe here." On the second floor, they discover a very worn wooden ladder in a room with a weak floor. The ladder was leading to the attic, so one of them decided to check out the attic, and this is where he finds something really creepy. As he gets some steps up to the ladder, he finds only one thing, a doll hanging by a string on its neck. Okay, that can be some kind of prank done by a former resident, but as soon as the person sees the doll, which is still, starts to rotate on its own. After that, they decided to leave that place. Guess he wasn't wrong about that weird feeling. Number 4, clown in sewer. Popular YouTuber Omar Gosh TV uploaded this unsettling video to his channel in 2017. He and his friends decide to explore a creepy tunnel that is believed to be haunted. The group makes its way towards the tunnel, which is located somewhere in San Diego. Omar mentions that it actually passes underneath an interstate that has been the site of many traffic accidents. As the rest of the team goes forward, Omar stays behind to talk to the viewers. A creepy clown can be seen hiding behind one of the trees in the background. Then Omar also enters the tunnel. Suddenly, one of them spots something ahead in the darkness. Thinking it could be a bag, they move in for closer inspection. As they do, a horrible howling sound echoes through the tunnel, but it seems like a figure of some sort. It stands up and runs into the darkness. As they decide to push forward, suddenly, the figure rushes forwards from the darkness. It appears to be a man dressed in a clown costume. Scared, the YouTubers turn and run towards the exit. After that, they decide the safest option would be to leave the area completely. Number 3, gas mask creeper. YouTuber Carnage caught something truly scary on camera while exploring an abandoned gas tower in Motspur Park, southwest London. Carnage is seen in the video making his way through a wooded area and eventually reaches a large creek. Eventually, he and the group reach the gas tower. After they enter the facility, Carnage decides to climb the tower in order to get a better look at the area. He descends and the group continues their exploration. Soon they approach an old gate that appears to be covered in a mysterious red liquid. Then they make their way towards a dilapidated green shed. The doors are open, so they decide to take a closer look. Just as Carnage enters the building, he is suddenly confronted by a man wearing a gas mask. The man chases the group, who runs screaming from the area. The Motspur Park gas tower is rumored to be haunted. While Carnage was unable to capture anything paranormal on this occasion, what he did see was certainly no less scary. Number 2, haunted apartment. Guava Juice is another popular YouTuber who hits our list for living in an apartment which is haunted, as he posted a video as proof. So a couple of years ago, Guava Juice used to live in an apartment in which he's said to have experienced some paranormal things. He never really saw anything for sure, but he would realize some of the things are missing, or they were being just found in different places as it moved. But the fact is that Guava Juice used to live on his own in the apartment, so how did it happen? To find the answer, one day he decided to leave a camera on his counter so that he could find something out. What happened next was really shocking.
I literally saw someone walk from here to there.
In the video, a door opens up by itself. But the ending of the video makes it really scary. At the end of the video, the camera moves with the fact that there is nobody in the apartment smacking the camera off the counter at last. And that is one scary apartment to live in. Number 1. The dark figure of the cemetery. The G-Team paranormal investigators, in collaboration with Misguided Road Trips, visited an old, abandoned cemetery located in the middle of the woods somewhere in the state of Georgia. The pair began their exploration of the cemetery by examining many of the old graves. One of the women suddenly hears something that sounds like footsteps on the ground in front of her.
Whoa, whoa.
What was that?
It's like somebody was walking right here in front of me.
Huh?
I heard something right here in front of me.
This is where I've heard footsteps before.
That's what it sounded like, footsteps.
I heard something follow.
The pair continue their exploration of the area. As they approach another set of graves, one of them spots a strange light in the bushes up ahead. She quickly alerts her friend, who hurries over just as the light appears to vanish. Thinking that it might have been the eyes of an animal that were reflecting her flashlight, she moves in for a closer look. But they couldn't find anything, so they again continue. Then, just as they approach a small brick structure, one of them notices that there appears to be a dark figure standing nearby. It looks as though it's covered in a dark cloak or robe and seems to be staring right back at the woman. Both of the channels uploaded this video and it can be seen in both of them. Then both of them decide to leave the cemetery. It's unclear exactly what these paranormal investigators managed to capture on film, but their experience certainly seems terrifying. So that's it, guys. Here ends our list of some of the scariest things found by the YouTubers. If you enjoyed the video, then go on and smash that like button and also subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you guys in the next video.